Hello, it is Saturday, January the 3rd, uh, just under 5 a.m. In my state. And I woke up about 3:30, 4 in the morning, and I wake up to the news that Trump has invaded Venezuela. He has conducted strikes in Caracas, in the capital of Venezuela, and apparently they captured Maduro and his wife, and they've flown them out of the country. That's what the news is reporting right now. There's a few videos out there showing the images of, just fire blowing up parts of around Caracas, I assume. Explosions happening, helicopters, but probably, more than likely, definitely U.S. military helicopters flying over Caracas. There's a guy, filming the video, the filming the helicopters flying by, and he counted about 8 units in the air. Um, Apparently the streets were filled up with military militias, at least around Caracas. Not This is not everywhere in Venezuela, at least not yet. And so yeah, here we go again. Peacetime president, right? According to MAGA, according even to some libertarians like Dave Smith. One of the reasons why he preferred Trump to Kamala, because Kamala was a war hawk, she was on the inside, and blah blah blah. And I guess you didn't see this coming, even though most of the left did. This was not on my bingo card. I did not imagine waking up on the first weekend of 2026 to talk about Trump literally invading Venezuela by ground without Congress's approval, by the way, violating our own laws, violating our own constitutional laws, and violating international law. And it has to come down to us, to our Congress, to do their job, because Congress did not approve this invasion. This is a declaration of war on Venezuela. What do you call it when they go in there and they try to they're conducting a military coup, a regime change in Venezuela? I'm honestly surprised that they got Maduro. That is, I didn't see that coming. I thought Maduro would be wiser than this. There's got to be a lot of moles in his government, in his military, because I mean, in terms of the success of illegally taking a government leader in their own land, I mean, that's kind of impressive. Honestly, it was unexpected for me. Surprising that they got the head of the government. I don't even know who the vice president is of the Venezuela government. I know it's a lady. I seen her before. I heard her name before, but it was so long ago. It was like a couple or 2 or 3 years ago. And when you're in the when you're not in that country, you're not of that country. You don't know you just know like the heads of the states mostly. Really, you don't know much about their underlings. You don't know about their vice president or their cabinet members. I digress. Trump continues to violate our constitutional law, our checks and balances. He has repeatedly violated international law, not just in Venezuela, in Gaza. He keeps funding genocide in Gaza. He conducted military strikes in Nigeria, apparently with Nigeria's consent, but I don't know. I'm not consider that gray area, speaking legally. I don't know if the state of the country is giving you consent to drop bombs in their soil. I don't know if that's legal or not, but it's still not keeping up with his promise of being the peace president, the no new wars president. It is outrageous. I don't think this should stand, but so much has gone without being prosecuted in this government. I'm planning on calling my senators. I don't know if I can. It is the weekend, like I said. It's Saturday. I'm gonna call them anyway, see if someone picks up or if I can leave a voicemail or something. If not, I'm gonna call them Monday. But this dude should be impeached. Not only him, but Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio for sure. They were up to me just by looking at the entire landscape inside and outside of the country, internationally and domestically. Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, Stephen Miller, at least those four names, they will be on the chopping block. I know they have violated Kristi Noem, to add her to those five names: Kristi Noem added to the other four names, they will be on the chopping block in terms of impeachment and indictment. That's theoretically what's supposed to happen. There's no way this is legal. There's no way this is justifiable. Don't give me bullshit that, oh, Maduro's a bad guy. He doesn't treat his citizens right. He's violating the rights of his citizens. All that bullshit. We are allies with a lot of dictatorships in this country, in this world. So that's not an excuse. I don't think Venezuela is worse than Saudi Arabia. We're friends with Saudi Arabia. We sell them lots of military equipment. I don't deem Venezuela worse than the government in Egypt. I certainly don't deem Venezuela worse than the Israel government, who are committing genocide and conducting ethnic cleansing. And they have been practicing apartheid. So yeah, that argument is bullshit, that he's a bad guy. You're just mad because Venezuela, at least this current government in Venezuela, they refuse to subjugate themselves to American corporate interests. They refuse to let American corporations, whether it be the oil, mining industry, whatever industry trying to get in Venezuela and conduct business, they refuse to let them exploit the country and plunder their resources. And that's what is at the crux of it. It's not that the U.S. is concerned for the civil liberties and the rights of the average Venezuelan in Venezuela. They're not even concerned about our own rights. They're rounding up a lot of people here. They're bearing the brunt of the assault on our rights here in the U.S. Right now, bearing the brunt is immigrants. Whether they're legal immigrants, illegal immigrants, refugees, naturalized immigrants, naturalized U.S. citizens, we're the ones bearing the brunt right now. Eventually, it's going to move on to U.S. citizens. It's already happening on U.S. citizens. So it's not that. He's not concerned about their rights over there. He's lying about this whole drug operations that Maduro's supposedly part of. They got the guy. Let's see if they bring him on civil charges regarding calling him the kingpin of a drug cartel de los Soles or some bullshit over there. We know that's bullshit. Call your senators, call your representatives, ask them to impeach these fucking people, all the names that I mentioned already. That's the only solution I can think of. I think we should.
Marco.
At first, it sounded like there was a huge truck or like a big plane flying around, and then there was kind of an earthquake, and then as it was described before, explosions started happening, the sky started to lit up in orange, there was fire blowing. You can still hear the planes right now, but there hasn't been an explosion in a few minutes. Windows are shaking, everyone's blowing up my phone, we were calling each other. People from outside of the country and inside of the country are calling each other, making sure, are you close to the explosion? What are you seeing? Everyone's on high alert. Again, nobody really knows what's going on, but we can see clearly it's getting bombarded. This is unusual for Venezuela. This is not something we're used to, honestly, on a day-to-day basis.
Convicción que basta de robo, tu estado de control, tu trono podrido de oro, tu política y tu riqueza y tu tesoro, no, la hora sonó, no permitiremos más tu doctrina del shock, la hora sonó, doctrina del shock, la hora sonó, doctrina del shock, la hora sonó, doctrina del shock, la hora sonó. Países solo corporaciones, ¿quién tiene más acciones? Trozos gordos, poderosos, decisiones por muy pocos. Constitución pinochetista, derecho pues de hilo fascista, golpista disfrazado de